You're listening to the Gag On This podcast.
I see you standing up and I want to knock you down.
So now she's in jail.
Fat Chads.
Fat Chads is the bar right down the street.
And isn't it fat with a PH?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fat with a PH.
Oh, okay.
1990s, bitch.
Where's
All
the
right.
far side, man? Where's the
Oh,
far side?
This is the Gag On This podcast. Episode description will have the show and guest social media. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Hear the episode 2 days before it is released. Like and follow us on all social media accounts. Like what you hear, leave a review. Hate what you hear, have Josh Duggar babysit your kids. I am Big Nick. I am joined by the luscious Italian stallion, nationally traveling comedian, Danny D.
Actually.
Woo woo.
We got my Portuguese lover and co-host of the Stand Up Dads podcast, Rob.
Hello.
Host of the Iambic Poetry podcast, Sacramento Poet Society vice president, all around great guy, Sharon.
You got a mouthful now.
I know I got to add.
Like
I either got to take away from yours or add to them, so I'm probably just going to take away from yours.
All good.
And then we are joined by the hilarious Miles Long from Laugh and Wreck podcast.
Going on, guys.
What's going on, man?
That was pretty generous. I don't know if I can meet that low bar you just set for me right there. My best
good
to stumble
dismount.
over it.
Good, good dismount.
Yeah.
We'll give you 5.
Is there like, can you rate in increments of 0.5? I feel like we might need that rating scale for this.
So one thing I want to ask you is you're coming from the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
Now the state of Joe Rogan, apparently the state of fucking
God damn
50
it.
Cent.
I didn't know that. You just dropped the bomb on me on the Joe Rogan thing. I had no idea. I was just getting over Elon Musk, and now you're telling me Joe Rogan. Oh, fuck. All right.
Well, and 50 Cent. So apparently you guys have something that we don't.
Yeah, cheap land. That's pretty much it. That's about it. Everything here is super cheap. It's low cost of living, and they praise rich people here too. Like if you're rich, oh boy.
Can I ask what part of Texas you're in?
I am currently in like the northern part of Houston, about an hour from downtown, give or take. So Houston itself is massive. There's like all these like little areas, and it's strange. Each area has its own sort of like income bracket, right? So I'm kind of sandwiched between two rich areas, basically. So
nice.
Like not rich area.
My little brother lives in Fort Worth. I mean, he has millions now, but he lives in Fort Worth, and he lives in a fat house out there.
Yeah.
Jesus. Crazy.
Go, little brother.
Well, no. He doesn't have millions because he's smart. He got hit by a Sacramento Regional Transit bus in 2016 and almost lost his life. But I mean, shit, if that's all you got to do to have some $1 million, I mean, what the fuck?
Damn. I don't want money that bad. Jesus. I don't have my legs.
He was at a crosswalk. He was going to work.
It's like the King of the Hill lucky thing.
Yeah, it's not because he was like built something or invented something. No, he got hit by a bus on his way to Walmart to work.
Well,
damn.
I mean, at least he's getting taken care of, because like, imagine if he wasn't. That'd be more fucked up. Like, good luck after you got hit by the bus.
My mom was like, "Oh, that's my meal ticket. I'm going to make sure we get."
Wow.
So him and her live in Texas, and I hope they love it.
She's like that.
Right.
Her mom probably pushed him.
She's like,
"Go get in there."
Imagine like in the hospital bed, and your mom's like, "I knew I had you for a reason. You're gonna be how I retire."
Yeah,
you're my favorite.
I was never her favorite because I was too much like my dad. However, she was definitely shiny, bright eyes in her like stars in her eyes. Like, "Oh, let me take care of you, son. Let me take care of you."
Did she faint when you heard the amount? She's like, "Oh."
I don't even know. They wouldn't tell me because they think I'll just use my brother. I thought one of them would get COVID, at least.
That's like some Tiger King shit when he was like going to his parents and be like, "Here, sign these documents." Yeah, no, it's fine. He was like transferring a shit ton of debt onto them. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Danny D, are you going to be able to stay on for the whole podcast?
Probably not. I met Sally Tomatoes in Santa Rosa. I'm featuring, so I don't know.
Oh,
okay.
I've never been up
That's
here.
awesome.
All right. So what I want to do then is sort of sidetrack. I want to go to something that was going to come later on, but I really want Danny D to see it because she's Italian. And I think she'll get really offended by it.
Oh. All right, let's go. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Miles, I don't know if you remember, but a while ago, this chick made nachos on her counter. Like she just poured hella shit into it. You haven't seen it?
No, I have
It was
not.
nasty.
Disgusting.
That sounds blasphemous. I'm from a Mexican family. Like we take our nachos and our tacos very seriously.
Oh, good, because we have a nachos one we have a nachos one as well. But
On the same nasty counter.
oh, good, more bad news.
Hey, let's see the spaghetti video. Say hi to Pete Munoz.
Hi, Pete.
Uncle Vic.
What's up, Pete?
What's up?
All right, as an Italian, we're gonna watch this and see if we're offended by how this lady made spaghetti.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep, we're ready.
This is the easiest way to make spaghetti.
Oh, I'm already offended.
Yeah, a jar.
I'm already offended.
It's like a gallon jug of Prego. Just the tomato. There's nothing else in it.
You couldn't even buy like Newman's Own or something.
Then the next step is
Wait, it gets better.
you need a meatballs. Meatballs. Okay.
Those are
Are
probably
those pre-made, frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, Dan's got those from Costco.
No, my grandma would have a fit.
You look like tater tots, to be honest.
They do look tater tots, but they're other meatballs.
They look like cancer.
So then,
That's probably not inaccurate.
Now you got the fake Parmesan cheese.
Oh, yeah.
You just
Fucking
What,
nasty.
Save Mark or Marketplace, whatever?
Wait, you mean in
No, thank
Italy
you.
they
That's
don't come
Target
in jars?
brand.
They have
Oh, yes, Target
Parmesan
brand, yeah.
cheese.
I am gonna show my grandma this.
And this stuff, that's the stuff they use like cellulose in. So it's like, it's a tree.
Ooh, that's true.
This will
That's
be the
true.
one. This will be the one that takes her to the grave.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
we got more.
right.
So now that you have everything, you get your noodles.
With their nasty ass hands.
Oh,
Wow.
No,
what is happening with this video? Oh my
What?
god!
Still hot? Why the heck was she getting out prawns?
She knew it was hot before she grabbed it.
It's all smoking.
she didn't even use olive oil to make the noodles not stick to the pan.
No, she didn't.
I like how that's like Danny D's biggest critique. Like, fucking no olive oil.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. If she doesn't eat, no.
Oh, that's not even evenly distributed.
Oh,
Look
is
at
she
that.
gonna move it with her hands?
It looks like the Italian flag.
Wait, is she gonna use her hand? She
English.
knows it's hot. She's surprised the first time, like, oh, it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. now
Okay,
she's-
at least she's using spoon.
Oh boy,
That's
that
not
is.
easy.
I bet you anything she gets tired of it and just uses her hands.
So good. And then at
Oh
the
my
end, you kind of
god.
want
And who's the dumb cunt behind saying it looks so good?
Those are white girls that don't know how to cook. That's kidding.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Now, this is where it took a turn for me. I'll be honest.
Oh boy.
a little salad at the end.
Right there.
What?
What?
It's not a sub. This is not a sub. What the fuck are you putting? What?
No.
I do.
No.
What is happening?
No!
She put an Italian Italian
No.
dressing.
I think what's great
Kraft
is
version.
that's fucking Kraft brand too.
Yeah.
Jesus. Can we report her to like the Southern Poverty Law Center? It's like a hate
What?
group at this
What?
point. Like,
This is like, so everyone just comes and eats off the counter?
Yeah. Oh, this bitch
Oh,
looks
that's-
crazy. Look at her.
She's got
She
a
has a
shirt
whole
on that
page of
says
these
Plant
things,
Lady.
Neat. This is everything you need. First.
Nice tits, though.
No.
This is a definition
No.
of family style.
Just eating with her hands.
Oh god.
Oh, okay, let me ask this. If you guys went on a date, let's say, to a woman's house and you went on to her counter and that's what was there, would you guys eat that?
Then I
No.
think this is a
I would
woman that will
be-
definitely eat my ass.
I was gonna say, I would be
didn't think
expecting
about
like
that.
food sex games. Like, all right, are you gonna put that on me or am I put that on you? Like, how's this working
Right?
out?
Are
And she's
you
like, no,
laying in
that's
it?
dinner. She's like, no, that's what we got for dinner. I'm like, oh
Send
no.
me that link. Send me that link and I'll record my grandma's reaction to that.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
You
awesome.
guys. Yeah. My grandma's 90. My grandma's 95, like right off the boat from Italy. So she's gonna have a fit.
Oh, that's going to be incredible.
I think what's great is having known Danny D for a while, I get to know her facial mannerisms, and you could tell she just was not having that at all. Like, I think
It's inappropriate.
Does that offend your flag? Like, are you like?
It doesn't offend my flag. It offends my everything. Like, that woman should just not even cook it. Just stick to sandwiches.
I was gonna say, that's offensive to anybody who likes food. You're like, what?
Yeah,
What am I watching?
Who are you feeding that's going to eat this?
Well, you saw it.
You know, it looked like noodles. It honestly looked like Noodles and Company. It looked like Noodles and Company spaghetti spread out on the counter.
It's like when you walk by at a party and you just kind of pick things off of a tray. Dude, just pick a handful of fucking spaghetti and just.
And what's the deal with making food on your counter? What happened to bowls? Like, you could mix it all up in a bowl.
She was eating it with her hands.
An army? Are you feeding an army?
I was gonna say, I had like flashbacks of like when I used to be in daycare and we just like make messes for the sake of making messes.
Yeah,
that looks like something you would see a preschooler like. Mommy, do this at home.
Who's gonna clean that? Who's cleaning that? You're gonna put red sauce. You're gonna put red sauce on your white counter.
You licks it off.
This is
I was gonna say, lick the plate clean.
This is how you know it's not true Italian. If the red sauce doesn't stain whatever device it's in, cooking or on the counter, then it's not good.
Well, do you remember Farrell's, the ice cream place when we were kids?
Heck yeah.
And they had that big ass trough of ice cream that every kid ate out of.
I've had that, yeah.
Just a COVID spreader fucking nightmare.
Oh, no. I would eat from that with you guys today.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, now I'm curious. Now, should I just Rob? Should I play the nachos thing since they were talking?
Yeah,
briefly show it. Yeah.
Is it the same chick?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the same chick,
Okay,
same
so
counter.
This is her get down.
All right.
This is her way of getting famous.
Oh, hell no.
Oh no, this is a terrible
she went to paste.
I like paste.
The Conti? Oh, heck no.
All right,
I'm gonna have Pete
oh,
and True
come on.
Really?
Oh no. Okay.
What'd you say, Danny?
Making nachos. I'm gonna have Pete, a true Mexican, come and look at this.
Neither of those are real cheese nor real salsa.
Is this in Houston? Please say this is like in Texas. I
was gonna say like
This
maybe
is
it's
probably
Alabama
Arkansas.
or
Yeah.
Missouri or some shit. Like,
She's married to her cousin.
yeah, I was gonna say they get confused with singles events with family reunions.
Although
but you saw it's basically salsa. She's got
I have to say, I would eat both of these things on their own.
Individually, they're fine, and not on a countertop too.
No, not on a countertop.
That's also a prerequisite.
Can of Walmart black beans.
Oh god,
fucking great
Didn't
value.
even drain them. You fucking monster.
Oh no.
All right, so let me just get to the main thing. So then she puts those on.
Oh no. Oh,
Look, they have the
collard
carrots.
Greens?
No, it's I think it's jalapenos.
Get your fucking hands out of my sour cream.
Who is she feeding?
Oh my
I
god.
don't know.
Like, she obviously does not have children. She probably doesn't have any friends, because why would
I hope
the
she
girl
doesn't
talk
have-
that was there?
A cat.
I would-
'Cause cats put their ass on every counter.
All right, so are you guys
Oh,
ready
dear
for
God.
the piece de resistance?
Here's the money shot.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. I can't wait. Oh yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, good. This is so
Scoop that in a bowl.
And then the camera bitch is like, this looks so good.
How good does this look, guys?
Christ.
That looks like an upset stomach.
Are they trying out for
Coming
Fear
out.
Factor? Like what's going on here?
Right? I thought
You want them?
Joe Rogan quit that.
Jokes
just
on
waiting
them, the
for her
show's
to-
canceled.
Lick her fingers and put it back in there.
Oh.
Well, hold on.
Now-
Let's get to the taste test, guys.
Oh
'Cause
no.
No.
Oh, she just threw the
Oh,
chips
God.
right on top.
What the
Her hands are
fuck?
still all nasty. Aw.
That's
You know what? I'd rather let Benoit babysit my kid. There he
I mean, it seemed like this is an Epic Mealtime reject. She's trying to get what
Something
Epic
like
Mealtime
that.
used to doing back in the days.
But they
Well, I
can
mean, it's
cook
working.
though. Like they can
It's
actually
working.
cook.
That's what I'm saying.
Her videos are working. Nick's watching
Yeah.
them and then sharing them with us.
Yes,
Rob sent
the
them to
audience
me.
of
I
five.
sent him.
Well,
The audience of five.
Yeah.
How many views you
Rob,
get?
you need to be writing jokes right now. You don't need to be watching videos.
I need to
on
be
this.
putting them together. I've written a bunch. I just haven't put
Well,
them together.
If you ever want to hang out, I got you.
All right.
See
Yeah,
what we can do.
Danny D, the main reason I wanted to show is because once Rob sent it and it was spaghetti, I was like, oh, we got to
highly
show in
offended.
Italian. And
That's
then
like
Miles is
making lasagna.
Mexican. So that worked. I mean,
yeah, it's a lot of offense all around.
Pete had to walk away. Yeah, Pete walked away. Pete was like, no more. No more.
Oh God. Oh.
No, she's way way too white to be trying to make culturally like food. Like just stop.
Her role is more like casseroles. That's
like don't make a tuna casserole that way. Like if a tuna casserole was spread out on the counter, I would completely understand. I get it.
Fried bologna.
You want to make sandwiches and have all the bread and the cheeses and the lettuce on the counter. That's fine. I can get down with that. Don't just stay away from spaghetti.
And stay cultural away from appropriation. I feel like this is cultural appropriation. Like it's whatever it is, it's not okay.
Well, nothing normally offends me, but I'm highly offended when I go to someone's house and I see a jar of pasta sauce in their cabinet. I just can't.
But I get ragu.
Is that better? I don't think it's better.
Not.
All right, this will be our last episode. I'm done.
Next, you're going to tell me Bobo Lee isn't real pizza.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
What do you want in your tombstone?
Right?
All right, Miles. So let's get to talking about you. You do good laughs on. Well, this is an interview podcast, so we might as well. So Laughs and Rec, I know you stream it live, you Twitch and all that. What is Laughs and Rec podcast?
Oh boy, that's a question right there. Well, this was a project that I kind of started during COVID. I used to do another podcast with a friend of mine way back in the day, many moons ago. You can't find it anymore, so don't try Googling it. But it was a lot of fun. I remember it was a fun project. We both really enjoyed doing it, especially the content matter. It was back, what was I, freshman in college? Same with my friend. And we were both kind of like moving away from religion at the time. So the premise of the podcast is like two, atheist, non-religious people going to various churches and synagogues and mosques, whatever was around, like sitting in on a religious service, researching it, and then talking about our experience in conjunction with the research. So it was actually like a pretty fun, kind of informative podcast. But cool. Of course, it was fun. The problem was there's definitely an end date to it because eventually you run out of places to visit. And then we were looking at like, all right, we go 3 hours one way, stay the night, come back in the morning. Maybe we make it to class. Like, it just got too, you couldn't sustain it. It was unsustainable. But when we were in lockdown, I was running out of things to do because, you can only jerk off so many times. And you're like, all right,
absolutely. Then you got to call a phone sex operator.
I mean, even if you get creative, you're like right hand, left hand, like, reverse style, like a mustard top, whatever you're going to do. The different techniques. It's a stranger in the room, You can use still images, internet videos.
Sit on your hands prior.
Stick figures, you can use your imagination. Like, you just run out of things to do. So then I was decided, fuck it, I'll do a podcast again. I don't know what it's about, but I did remember when I did it before, I didn't like being boxed into one specific topic. Like the religion thing, I knew a lot about it. We did a lot of research. We had opinions that we could talk at length about, but sometimes you just want to talk about other stuff, So I started a podcast with the premise of the premise being I just do whatever I want. Like that's basically the whole theme behind it. And within 14 hours, I had recorded, edited, produced, set up all the platforms to distribute it on. And I got my first episode out within a day, which is why it's trash. But there you go. I got the ball rolling. And ever since then, I've just been exploring into like what topics I like to talk about, what games are fun to do in audio format, as well as the live streams, because it started mostly audio only, kind of evolved over time to where I started using streaming as a visual medium to do certain things that just doesn't make sense over audio. Like there's one thing I like to do on stream, making fun of like conspiracy theory videos where they're like, look at this word, see that backwards E, it's clearly a 6, that's the devil, like that sort of thing. It doesn't quite hit the same if you can't see it, So since I got onto Twitch and I started doing live streams where I could kind of explore some of those more, you need a visual component ideas, I've really branched out a lot. And I kind of got away from doing audio for a while because one, I'm in classes right now. I'm actually going to school to get an alternative teaching certificate to become a teacher.
What's an alternative teacher?
Yeah.
One that has sex with their students, or no?
Well, kind of. Like, no, I'm just kidding. Here in Texas, we do have a problem with that. But the other problem we have in Texas is that there's never enough teachers. Like you can't get enough of them in the classroom. So they're like, well, we'll hire teachers who went to college, had a 4-year degree, got an education in this. But also, if you've got like $1,000 laying around, have 4 months of free time, take some online classes, take a test, we'll make you a teacher too. Like there's room for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
They call it an emergency credential here in California.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Because I know other states have a similar issue. There's never enough teachers to go around, but I know different states call it different things.
What do you want to teach? Why the hell would someone want to be a teacher?
Interesting question. So I'm going to be teaching 8th grade history. I do want to teach high school at some point. The reason I'm not going straight into it is because you actually need a 4-year degree for the thing you're going to be teaching in the classroom at a high school level. My degree is in economics, so I can't do history. But if I study while I work and make some money at the 8th grade level, I can just take a course exam and they're like, good enough, go teach high school. So that's the plan for now. But I feel like teaching history, especially in Texas, is real important because they don't do a good job of it at all. It's real bad here. I remember, I don't know if you guys heard about this back in 2008, I want to say early 2000s. They were talking about all the things they wanted to change in the Texas history curriculum alongside the science curriculum. But some of the things they wanted to change were referring to slaves, African slaves, as workers. They went to the local Home Depot, picked up some black people and were like, want a job? No, it didn't go down that way. What the fuck? They also wanted to change. They want to take Thomas Jefferson out of the curriculum and replace him with Thomas Aquinas because.
Wait, hold on, Miles. We gotta say goodbye to Danny D. She's going to be going to do her stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you. I enjoyed having you on. That was fun to talk to you.
That's the room she's going to be in.
It's like a community center.
Pasta stuff.
Yeah, she's muted. You're muted.
We can't hear you.
That's how guys like me. Anyway.
Yeah. Plug your shows and stuff before you head out.
Shit. All right. Tomorrow night I'm at the Union. Obviously, that doesn't matter. I got a lot of shit. Just look at my Facebook page. Look at my Instagram. Look at my stuff. Rad Chick Forever. I've got like 17 shows, man, and I'm so busy. I don't even know. Check my fucking Facebook, and I didn't even know I was here tonight until like 2 p.m. I was like, fuck, I gotta go.
All right, well, have a good set.
Luck. They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, have a great show.
Right, Miles, if you ever have guests on your podcast, I'm interested.
Oh, all the time. I'll hit you up for sure. We're gonna work something out. Dope.
All right, bye, boys.
Bye, good luck. Sorry, Miles.
I will tell you right now, Miles, if you have her on, be prepared for background noise, and she doesn't give a shit about the background noise. Like, no joke. She did a podcast next to a freeway.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I mean, fuck it. Just get the content out there, whatever it is.
And that was the good one.
Sure it's out there.
That was one time she logged on and she was like, I'm trying to get this all set up. I'm at a friend's house.
I remember
and it's just 4 dudes yelling at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, this isn't going to work.
Do we need to reschedule? Like, is something going on? Should I call somebody?
Yeah.
And there's no one here. Shut up, everybody.
Yeah, she's done that. She's muted
that was
herself
last
and told
week.
people to shut up. Yeah.
There's no one here. Shut up.
That's fantastic. Oh my God. I remember one time I was on a live stream and I was worried. I honestly don't know how much this mic picks up. It's a decent mic. It's a Blue Yeti. So like it does the job really well for the price. But like, I can't hear myself when I talk into it a lot of the time. So I'm not sure what's being picked up and what's not. And one time I was on stream and outside in the hallway, there was a screaming match going on. And I was just like on stream going, check out this video, guys. Is that funny? I can't hear the screaming match. I wanted so bad to like look over and be like, shut the fuck up. But like, it's just me. Like, what do I do? Here, real quick, guys, let me bring in my co-host. This is a recurring guest we've got. Let's let Jesus take the wheel for a second.
Wow. Wow.
Jesus take the wheel.
Okay, so they wanted to swap out Thomas Jefferson for Thomas Aquinas.
Yep.
The reason being?
It didn't make a lot of sense because, Thomas Aquinas, not alive during the time that America was around.
Neither was
even
Jesus.
American. Not even American. Well, they wanted to divide the U.S. into New Canada and Jesus land. So there's always apparently a spot for Jesus somewhere here. You just got to find it.
So that whole thing with creationism.
That was the other part of it. Yeah. So that happened to the science curriculum. The history curriculum was the Thomas Aquinas thing, the slavery thing. They also didn't want to teach that Hillary Clinton exists or about for some reason. I wonder why. Also, who's the other? Helen Keller is apparently too threatening to teach children about.
Really?
She's an activist and she's also a woman. So can't have that.
Wow.
There was a couple other things. Oh, there was a requirement. So if you look at, there's the standards by which you build a curriculum in teaching are the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. So it's like a list of these are what we want the students to know and test well in. And they have, for some reason, in U.S. history in 8th grade, they also have an econ requirement, a citizenship requirement, which what the fuck is that? And then understandably like a geography requirement. Because when you're talking about like battles and stuff, you can show them where they happen and stuff. But one of the citizen requirements they added was making sure your students know they have a personal responsibility to their family and their country. And I was like, what does that mean? What the fuck? We're in 8th grade. Don't these kids have fucking like their own kids? Like, what the fuck?
Jesus.
So, I think we need to replace that with civics and bring that back. I don't know if you're old enough to remember civics, but
I was past the point where we had civics. We still had econ classes though. We still had like.
What's civics? Is that like government?
Yeah, well, pretty much understanding how it works, like in a real world way. Like,
okay, yeah, we have government classes then. We just
but I mean, it was required. And I remember like 7th and 8th grade, where it was like you have representatives. This is how you write to them. This is how they're assigned, and all that stuff. There.
It's in the curriculum for the 8th grade history course because that's technically social studies. When you get to high school, there's like a specific government class. That's all you talk about. So that's how they've divvied it up since then. I know they kind of move things, but
elective or something.
Actually, I think government in high school is required, but I think you can't take it as an elective in like middle school.
Only
I think
one
it is
semester.
required though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they had that in the early 2000s, along with bringing in intelligent design alongside of evolution and letting the kids figure out which one of those makes sense. Because that's how academics works. Right? You go, hey kids, which of these sounds right? That's the right one. Like, what the fuck? Like, jeez. I know we have scientists and historians who spend their lives studying this, but leave it up to what the kids think because they're so well educated at this point.
I could just see like the classes going like, all right, let's talk about the amendments. First one. Nah, fuck it. Let's just talk about the second one. It's all about the second. Aren't there multiple amendments? Yeah, but the second is really the only one you need to know about.
Oh, man.
And the one ending prohibition.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They kind of like, they include the amendments, but they don't include some of the context of why those amendments were put in place and why they're important. So it's like they have to learn what they are, but they're just ripped from their context in history.
Shocker.
So it allows them to kind of play with the narrative, like any sort of civil rights legislation. Guess what, guys? We solved racism. It's over. Yeah. We did it. 13th
we had
Amendment,
a black president. What do you want?
Racism was over.
Basically. Sharon, what do you think about that being the only black man on this podcast?
It's solved, right?
No, I mean, it shouldn't be an issue. We should call the KKK. Tell them they don't need to be a group anymore. We fixed it.
They're still there. They're still historic. No, I remember. I know that Georgia had a book that they had a history book or a book that they were using for so long since the 1800s.
Yeah,
still using the same book for that long. As for curriculum.
Yeah.
And it's just like
technically it was history.
It's a piece of living history.
It's like they just met. But I was going to say about that one gentleman that went to the Congress, the government, and basically was telling about we should split, black people into this direction, this way, and then was playing this whole little list of laws, like what we did. Had like all these women behind him. He's like, yeah, got this thing. And the guy and the representative was like, you know what you're talking about. Have you ever heard of the Jim Crow laws? He's like, oh.
Is that what that is? I kept tuning out at that point in history class. It's right over my head.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the line he used in the bill. Yeah.
Purity. It was like purity or something like that.
God. Oh,
and
that's bad.
I can just imagine him. It's like, I went to this country called
Purity.
South Africa. They had a really nice system there. Apart something.
God.
And you could see in his face that he was just dumbfounded, like, he's like, what do you mean, sir? And he's like, that was in the Jim Crow laws we made for it. Oh,
you tried to read that.
I think his response was verbatim. Well, sorry to hear that. I think that was fucking his response.
To hear that? What the fuck?
So what do you think would happen to you if you started teaching like Howard Zinn in a history class, like in 8th grade or high school even?
So that's kind of the challenge, right? So
hold on. All right, time out. Who is that?
Howard Zinn was a bomber in World War II, and afterwards he became a historian, and he wrote the People's History of the United States, where he tells the real stuff about what happened and, all the horrible things, from letters and, primary sources about how Columbus was like, this is going to be so easy to take shit from these people.
I remember that. Okay.
And Kim made me stop reading People's History of the United States because I was so fucking like suicidally depressed. Yeah. So I have to like read a stupid book in between each chapter just to not kill myself, because it is a fucking depressing read, because you learned all this rah America is great, and then it's like, well, maybe we're not the shining city on the hill.
Right. Well, I listened to Rage Against the Machine, so I already knew that.
There you go.
That's what my history class should be. Just those songs on loop, just all the albums. Like, there you go, kids. That's all you need to know.
There's good so luck much with the history. World. So, Miles, one thing. So for Rob and Sharon, I actually met Miles when we did a Potter and Family hang.
Oh, nice.
Lots of fun.
Yeah. And he did mention, as he mentioned in this one, that he plays games.
I do that.
You have what cards do you have? I remember you talked about them.
Oh boy, you are in for some shit here. All right.
Let's play one of your games.
I have all nature and assortment of games here. The board behind me, I don't know how well you guys can see that.
Board of champions, yeah.
Those are the guests I've had on my show who currently hold a title, a high score in 3 of the games that I play on the show.
You had Manic Pixie on?
Yeah, Abigail, she's the champion of, that's right, 5-second rule. She did really well with that. But
I remember her. I remember Abigail.
Oh yeah, she's semi-regular on my show. She's been on at least 2 or 3 times. So she's good people. I enjoy having her. But we got Incoherent. This is a new one. I haven't played this one yet, but it's basically you have cards that have phrases on them, but the intent is for you to read them and get other people to guess what the phrase you're trying to get them to say is. So, for example, through, walk, calves, aim. Through, walk, calves, aim.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Through, walk, calves, aim. It's the walk of shame. The walk of shame. That one's a little bit more... That one's harder to get. So, okay. I thought the words... Because I remember I took this one class where it was all about using different words to mean the same thing, and they did the phrase flagellate a deceased equine.
Eat a dead horse.
There you go. So with your card, it could sound like the phrase.
It's usually phonetic, yeah. So as you say it,
because I was like calves, I was like cow, like
calves is where you lost me.
All right, do another one. Let's do another one.
Thirds, teeth, or stay.
Thirds, teeth, or stay?
Thirds, teeth, or stay.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
That one is Thirsty Thursday. It is from the party category, and it means why wait till the weekend to get sloppy drunk? Oh, so you start drinking on Thursday instead of Friday. You pregame your week. I get it. Okay.
Right.
So it's just Thursday.
Yeah.
They do have those in bars.
Thursdays. To Danny D, that's just another day.
Happy hour somewhere.
Yes. Why are we waiting for happy hour? That's just when you get the best prices. You can start at like noon if you want.
The best prices you drink at home. God damn
yeah, that's true. I feel you. That. We do have some drinking games too, by the way. We've got You Laugh, You Drink. Haven't played this one yet. This one's a lot of fun. Okay. Basically, you get a card and you go around and the person reads the thing on the card and they have to act it out. Everybody who laughs at their acting out has to drink. So, for example, you've got like, act like a DJ controlling electrodes attached to their nipples. So somebody has to act that out and everybody who laughs then takes a drink.
I was going to say, we got a DJ right here in Sharon. He could fucking do that.
And that's actually how he does it.
Yeah.
That's why people hire him.
Hey,
what? Hold on. Ouch.
The people like the show and the music. They're like,
they light up and everything.
Get a whole performance.
Like,
I actually do have some light up stuff, so I ain't gonna lie. I do have like a light up shirt and a hat and also some shoes.
And nipple clamps. And I get it.
Wire them up, man.
Tassels. Got to do some tassels.
I'll be impressed if you can make them twirl.
Oh, God.
No, if I can, you can.
Oh, man. We also got Shit Happens, which I don't know if you've heard of this game. This game, it's a popular one. It comes up a lot, but it's incredibly frustrating. So the only person who I know who has been able to do this in under 10 minutes is Tanner. He's got the record for 7.5 minutes. And basically the way it works, I'll show you the back so you can kind of get a visual of what I'm talking about. There are cards with scenarios and numbers attached to them, depending on how bad they are. So the higher the number, the worse the scenario. And they're numbered from 0 to 100 in increments of 0.5. So, for example, if you look at the box, there's a couple there. There's a 20, there's a 45, and there's like a 68.5. So you start with 3 in a row, just like that. And then every card you draw from the deck, you have to guess where it lands based on how bad you think the situation is relative to what's already out there.
It's like show the misery index.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the same idea. And then when you get to 10, that's the end of the game. The only person I know who can do it in under 10 minutes and get to 10 is Tanner. Whenever I try, it's like 15, 20-minute endeavor. Just because the logic in the game doesn't make sense. Like somehow, what was it? Like getting a paper cut on your balls is worse than like you get evicted from your apartment. Like there's no consistency. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, but you'll heal from the ball thing. You're homeless if you get evicted though. Like why is that not as bad? But anyway, it has its own internal logic. You either get it or you don't.
Rob, I'm surprised you know about misery index. I was like, oh, he knows about misery index.
I love the Impractical Jokers.
Really? Okay.
And Jamila Jamil.
Solid show.
It was a solid show.
We also got this
there were
one.
Some fucked up things that happened to those people, man.
Wow, that's true.
To what?
On Misery Index, just some of the examples they use, like, guy finds out that he married his sister, shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So Rudy Giuliani then, except he didn't find out by accident. He kind of like knew.
It was a cousin, be fair. Texan.
I mean, we're not Alabama, but we do have our share of issues. You go to Cut and Shoot, the lines that they draw between family and people you can date suddenly get a little bit blurry. So, it's.
What was the other one you grabbed?
Oh, this one was Poetry for Neanderthals.
I got that.
You got this one. It's a fun game. For those of you who don't know, basically the way it works, you just have 1-point word, 3-point words. You use 1-syllable words and you can use strings of them to try to get the other person to guess what they are. And you just add up points at the end of the timer. Whoever's got the most points wins. Pretty simple game. But you do get a club.
You got the no stick.
Yeah. So there's a club included with the game, and when you play it in person with other people, what's supposed to be happening is, as the person who's reading the word off the card and is giving the 1-syllable clues, they're supposed to have another person just hovering there with this inflatable stick, just waiting for them to say a 2-syllable word or say something wrong, and then just smack the shit out of them with the stick and be like, no! And then you lose that point. You have to pick another card.
All right.
I can dig that.
It's a fun
weird
game.
charades. You got like things like, I mean, they also got like where you got something like vacuum, and then you got to go with vacuum cleaner. It's like, oh, okay.
Usually they build from like a 1-point word is the same as the 3-point. It's just they add something to it. That's it makes it a little easier, but it's still sometimes you get like mail and you're like, what the fuck? How do I what? How do I explain mail in 1-syllable words?
Paper.
One
stamp. 2 syllables.
Stamp.
That's stamp. Okay, you can use that.
Stamp.
One stamp.
Send thing in box to other.
Other.
Oh, damn it. Other. Damn it. It's hard.
You get a dick in your ear. I lost my bopper.
I don't want to play with you. I don't.
All right,
I'd have to get really close.
So before we move on, this is usually the time where we do Inside the Comic Studio, but we don't have that because this is podcast month. So what we'll just jump right into is plug. So Miles, plug your social media, plug your podcast, live stream when they come out and all that stuff.
Sure, absolutely. You can find my audio only stuff pretty much anywhere you get your podcast at this point. I think I'm on like 12 different platforms, all the major ones for sure, some of the minor ones. So just look up the Laughs and Rec podcast with an ampersand instead of and, you'll find it. The streaming stuff is on Twitch. I think I also shoot out to Twitter and Facebook, although nobody watches on Facebook. I don't know why I bother. But I go live fairly regularly during the week. I try to keep a schedule of like Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday if I can. Sometimes get a little junked up depending on how much work I got to do, but it's a regular schedule. Audio stuff, I'm just barely now getting back to releasing that regularly. I'm going to try to do that once every other week. I just recorded a new episode. I did a live recording, so I'm just going to pretty much take some things out, cut it, and then just release it. It should only take me like 30 minutes. So that's definitely an improvement on what I used to do, like 3 hours of editing and post work. So the goal is now, if I use that system, hopefully I can produce more audio content more regularly. So there'll be regular audio and streaming content, weekly, hopefully, definitely for the streaming weekly, but with the audio, maybe every other week. The Twitch channel is twitch.tv/the Laughs and Rec podcast. You could also, I think, look for Laughs and Rec pod, I think would also come up if you searched it. I'm also on Twitter. You can find my link tree on Twitter, get you all the places you need to go. That is at Laughs and Rec on Twitter. And this is pretty much all I got.
All right. And the links to his social media and Twitch will be in the show notes if you are so inclined.
Dope.
All right. Sharon.
You can catch me on I Am Big Poetry Podcast, where we're right now doing all modern Shakespeare movies. So we got things like Romeo and Juliet, Get Over It, 10 Things I Hate About You. Come check those out. We're reviewing those, so we do real poetry for it. And also got my other thing is Off the Change, where we talk to comedians and get their point of views, get a little comedian roundtable with my host, Steph Sanders, and also Christy Nung. And then we also we have a Mother's Day one where we did a Mother's Day special. So go check it out.
All right, Robert.
My side project, Stand Up Dads podcast. I do that with my buddy Mike. We talk about parenting and throwing some dick jokes. The episode out there now, we have Mike's significant other who is a lot younger than him, and we give him shit for being a gross, dirty old man. And I don't know, we actually have some real content in there too. Check it out wherever you find your finer podcasts.
All right, and then follow me on Twitter at the Big Nick J, and also Gag On This officially has merch now. Woohoo! Yeah, so if you go to TeePublic, I'll have a link in the show notes. You can get mugs, you can get T-shirts, you can get all sorts of shit, stickers. You can't get a baby onesie because apparently our logo is explicit, so they won't put it on a onesie. But I am planning on uploading all the, as you can see, the faces here. So you could get our face on a baby onesie if you want to. I think that'd be pretty weird, but yeah. I mean,
that child's just going to grow up with a sense of sadness that he can't quite explain.
Mm-hmm. Like, how did this happen?
All right, Bette Midler on your onesie.
Good thing Danny D doesn't listen to this. So since we're all so involved with technology these days, I think Rob needs to share something that happened to him because I've seen it in movies, but I didn't know it actually happens.
Yeah, so I got an email on my regular email, and it was like, hey, we have video of you. Pretty much just said we caught you jerking off on your computer.
Dang.
And we're going to send you a link and send us money, or else we're going to send it to everyone in your address book and post it on the web.
Damn.
And I'm like, all right, well, I got this little camera here and it has a little door. So that's there. And all you're going to see is me going, so, I mean, I'm assuming they don't show what you're watching.
Oh, I would hope not.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
But
Oh, no.
I didn't know it was a guy. So, after like sweating it for like a minute, I was like, oh, they got nothing on me. So I ignored it. But they were like, yeah, you have 48 hours. But it was funny because in the message, like one part said you had 48 hours. The other part said you had 72 hours. And it just was, it just kind of reeked of a Nigerian scam. But so, yeah, as far as I know, unless no one's telling me, hey, I saw you jerking off on an email I got, it was all a scam. So if that happens to you, chances are it's bullshit.
Questionable.
It's funny that you bring that up. That actually happened to me in college.
See?
Yeah.
Was it real?
I don't know. They never showed me the video or anything because they were like, oh, you better fucking, pay us some like $300. I was like, $300 for real? Like, you think you have like some real shit on me and you want $300? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Asking for more, like for real. But anyway, he was like, oh yeah, we've got all this shit. We're going to put it all over your Facebook and your family's going to see it. Like, we've got the video right here, right on our computer. And I was like, what do you think? Like, height, girth, overall color.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeling,
Well,
circumcised. So
it's not like you're putting your camera at your dick either, it's just your stupid O face,
Your O face and then your shame of wiping it off your chest. Like,
okay.
So if you are one of those scammers, if you can figure out a way to do a split screen where they're wanking it and you can see what they're watching, that's a moneymaker.
Yeah, that would
there's
be the one.
There's been times that I probably would have paid.
Dude, you would do that just for your web searches.
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus, yes.
Imagine if they just like took like a what do you call them? The OBS shots where like the main screen is what you're watching, and then there's just like you in the corner, a little box jerking off. That would be more condemning than like a full screen of you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like, that's the thing. Oh,
We question those guys who got multiple cameras and stuff. Like, oh,
I haven't been jerking off this whole show. Just a little slow stroke.
Time. I was gonna say, hiding it under the desk.
wow.
Yeah, sometimes his face goes below the actual camera. So I mean, he could be, blowing a dildo. For all we know.
I mean, whatever gets you off, man. It's cool. No judgment here.
Oh, a black one. Nice. BBC, huh?
Oh, it vibrates.
Foamy.
That's a good question. Auntie Vice.
You got a good question from BBC and Foamy? Oh, no.
So my girlfriend, her name is Auntie Vice. She does product testing and gets a lot of sexual products and stuff. And the latest one she got was a dildo, but you think like, okay, it's a dildo, that's batteries and stuff. You think it'll just go like this or something. The sucker goes like this.
Oh yeah, I imagine they do all kinds of things.
I was like, how are you supposed to update that?
I bet they have like one where there's like different components. They go different directions. Like this one's here and the other one's like backwards. And this one's like a drill or some shit.
Right. But it's just the concept is just, there's no man's going to do that. So
no.
I know patent pending. They got it. But if someone get off on that, how the heck you going to really You can't go get a person that's like.
I mean, you got to kind of go in like this, and then like get one finger here, then you got like the other finger. You got to
Playing like a video game. Like got you on the side, got you on the side. No.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, A, B. All right, infinite.
Or
lines.
the dude has a seizure in the middle. That might be close.
I mean, you could always ring the bell, but that would be awkward for sure. Like
going out with
go around it.
An epileptic with Parkinson's. You might be able to get close.
Yeah, just the whole process. It just blew my mind. I was like, so how's that supposed to work technically?
Hey,
She's just like,
it's not
tested.
You know. Did she give them a good review?
She's gonna give a review. She tested last night, and she'll give a review probably later on today or tomorrow. But
yeah, I mean,
I just watched it, and I was just like, how does it feel? Just a little slimy, like a worm. It's like, yeah, I was.
Wait,
oh God!
Hold on.
Awful.
Is that really how you respond when you're watching your girl?
This is work.
She had to watch me when I had to use some of the products she brought us. Like, I need you to stick your dick in this. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. So it's like
you have to get the ball though. Damn it!
We didn't show you. We got one that looks like a gun. Look like a Futurama weapon. I'm like, what the heck is it? You gotta put your penis in it. I'm like, the heck?
Doesn't that defeat the purpose?
Yeah. I'm just shooting that's your feel like, but it's just cracking me up with some of the stuff. It's like, what the heck is that supposed to do? Has like this Chinese one this Chinese made one. It's a rose, and like the rose like sucks up on the.
Why have you been holding this back until now?
Yeah.
What?
We should do a segment of what are you testing this
all the
week?
things.
I can do it. We can set up sometime. I'm just saying.
I want to make a whole podcast just to that.
I can bring all the free products and just look at them like, are you serious?
I want diagrams and reenactments and like the whole thing.
We could call the podcast. I'd put my dick in this.
Would you put the dick in this?
Okay.
I could do that. But yeah. This is
damn, you've been holding back. All those times you've been quiet, we know what you're doing now.
Testing.
I think about like, do I do that? Nah.
There was something I was going to ask, and it was related to Rob's porn thing.
I don't know.
Damn it. Well, I'll just go to the next one just because it's on my mind. All right, pop quiz, hot shots.
Oh boy.
Who would, and you have to pick one. Who would you want to babysit your kid? Josh Duggar or Casey Anthony? And you have to pick one.
I don't know Duggar. Who's Duggar?
He's the guy from the 19 and counting that got caught diddling his sisters, and then he just got busted for child porn. He has like 6 or 7 kids.
Yikes.
And one of the pictures they found was of an 18-month-old.
Oh, God. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's not going to do well in prison. They don't like that. Oh, my God.
So you gotta pick one or the other.
Who's the other person?
Casey Anthony.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know Casey Anthony?
The hot girl that...
I'm trying to Google. I'm Googling real quick.
I'd pick her because I prefer death to my kid being born again.
Casey Anthony. All right, let's see.
Okay, nice way of, screw the getting molested. You're just like, I don't care if he's a Christian. That's what I just don't want.
I don't want him getting molested either. No.
Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else. That was a Texas case. So she killed her kids. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Well, technically, she didn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but she did though.
Yeah, I mean,
I got you. I get what you're saying.
You gotta quit it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That law.
The child diddler or the child killer. Why did she kill her kids? What was the motivation? What was the motive there?
Have kids.
That was it. They just existed. Just right up.
So basically, what I remember from it is, she didn't really want the kid. She wanted to keep partying and all that. And then the story is that her kid got sick and then died in her care. But then the parents got involved and didn't report the death. They buried the kid. Then they reported it as a missing persons.
She shady.
Just all sorts of stuff like that.
Oh boy. Okay. So basically she had a kid, didn't want it, neglected it till it died, and then her parents are trying to cover it up with money, more or less.
Not real money, just they tried to cover it up, like hide the evidence.
Mhm.
It's in Florida.
Oh, that explains it. Fuck. Oh, no wonder. It's Florida. I was be like, this wouldn't make sense anywhere else. Okay, I'm with you. Between the two of them, I feel like Casey Anthony, if you put like enough boundaries in place, there's less risk there. Like with the other guy, the Duggar guy, if you're like, don't touch the kids, we're going to put him in like a special cage where you don't touch the kids cage. He'll be like down there with like a lockpick trying to like figure that shit out to get in there. But then with like Casey and Anthony, you can be like, all right, make a cash incentive, maybe be like, all right, we got all the cameras in the house watching you at all times. There's an attack droid in the closet. The minute you try to murder the kids, it'll come and just like take your ass out with a tranquilizer or something. Like, I feel like there's definitely some boundaries where you could make that work more than the child diddler. That's just that's like leaving a pizza out for a dog and be like, don't eat the pizza, dog. I know you're a dog, but don't eat the pizza.
But with Duggar, your kids are coming out alive.
I mean,
with Anthony,
18-month-old versus adult man. I mean, that's like a 50-50 shot there.
with Casey Anthony, there's always the chance you get to bang the babysitter when you're driving her home.
Also that.
I love how Rob thinks.
You don't want to do that with Duggar.
Well, that's true.
Well, especially that chick is batshit. Did you guys see who supposedly is responsible for Josh getting busted?
Who?
President Biden.
What?
No joke, she came out and said that her husband is being set up by President Biden.
I saw that.
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? She thinks like President Biden's in his office like, how can I implicate this guy? What can I do? Sir, you have a country to run. Not now, damn it. I'm implicating this guy for being a pedophile. We got bigger problems.
I would have believed it in the last administration.
Wow.
I wouldn't have.
If it was a friend.
I would have. He's so fucking petty.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to get into that. We're not.
I know.
We're not going to make this political. But Miles, I do want to ask. So when we brought up Casey Anthony, you brought up another murder in Texas that you were thinking about?
It was either Texas or it was definitely in the South. I was thinking of Andrea Yates, the one who drowned both of her kids because she didn't want them to go to hell. Like that was literally the reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She believes in the whole like age of reason sort of thing. She's like, wow, well, they're like a year away. So if I kill them now, they go to heaven. No risk there.
But she's not hot.
No.
She was not hot.
Like,
no.
Wasn't she like a drug addict or something? Like she looked real bad in the trial photos.
I thought she had a mental disorder.
There could have been that too.
Sharon's looking
I mean, she did murder both her kids because Jesus, so it wouldn't be that far off.
She drowned all 5 children in their bathtub. Now, here's the thing: if I saw my older brother, I would kind of get concerned, going, something's going wrong.
That's why it's bad to teach your kids to just obey your parents no matter what.
Yeah,
that's the lesson here. Sometimes you listen to mommy, sometimes you don't. It just depends on the day. We'll have to play it by ear.
She was found not guilty and was acquitted for reason of insanity.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of the things here in the South. It's like if you have like religious motivations and you go for the insanity plea, they tend to be more lenient because they're like, oh, religion, got to protect that. That never leads to bad things. So if you go for that, that tends to work.
Well, also, one of the symptoms of the big mental disorders is hyper religiosity. So, I mean, if you are nuts.
But they're trying to teach creationism in schools.
Yep. Of course. They don't call it creationism. They call it intelligent design. Mm-hmm. So basically the way they get around it is like, we're not saying God made all the things, but something made all the things. You can figure out what it was or what it wasn't.
And why not just make it God as a placeholder?
Right. Yeah.
Fuck yourselves.
It's even worse because here in Texas, that's what they're using charter schools for. Almost exclusively. Yeah, because you can't do it in the state schools. So they're like, oh, cool, funnel funding to the private schools that'll do it for us. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
That's what I was thinking.
Don't even get me started on charter schools. Rob and I got in a big discussion about it. He was surprised at how heated I got. Oh, fucking hate him.
I had an episode on Stand Up Dads about it, and Mike and I were butting heads about it.
Oh, they're real bad.
He teaches for a charter school, right? So
I don't know now if it's, I don't know. It's some online school because, you know, he can't be around kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's dating one.
I know.
I should probably preface this with he's not dating one.
I know. She's actually in her 20s. But she has a little girl voice that really creeped me out.
So, all right. So, Miles, just to clue you in, Mike is co-host of the Stand Up Dads podcast with Rob. They went to school together. They are the same age. Mm-hmm. He prefers younger women in the sense that how old is who he's dating now?
29.
29.
Well, so 19 years younger. But before that, he was dating like 24 and stuff like that.
Well, let me put it this way: the math that happened on the most recent episode was hilarious. Yeah. His daughter is as far away in age from whatever her name is, as Mike is to the chick he's dating.
So she's 19 years younger than Mike and 19 years older than his daughter.
Oh boy!
So it's like right in the middle. So.
Right at that sweet spot.
Yeah, right there.
Oh man,
boy.
Yeah. Boy. But what's weird is like when you, and no offense to Mike, he doesn't listen. Fuck him. He's ugly as fuck. There, I said it.
He's not ugly as fuck.
No, he's not ugly. But you would be shocked to be like you pull young women.
He's a good looking dude.
But he's of that age of like. He's got to keep up with young women.
Yeah.
I mean, to each his own. Like, here's the thing. I'm knocking on the door of 30 here pretty soon. But like last couple of girls I did were like 23, 22, 24, somewhere in there. So not a huge age gap. But one thing I learned about myself is like, I can't handle that. Like every time we talk, it's like, oh my God, today was amazing. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I cannot take you right now. Everything is not that exciting. It's life. Half of it is shit. Like, come on. Like, Jesus Christ.
Or they call you like bae and say things like totes.
I did get the I got totes. I never got bae because like this one girl said that once and I was like, what is that? Is that a butter? Is that a type of bread? Like, can you eat it? Does it smell like something? Like
totes my goats.
Wow.
Oh boy.
My goat.
I only know that because it was on a Sprint commercial. Shut up, guys. It's not like.
But I mean, if you can put up with that and that's what you like, you know, as long as it's all consensual, good for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're also
you have the patience of a saint.
Well, they're also both horrible nerds when it comes to fucking Harry Potter.
Ah, okay. Common interest. That works, you know, keeps it together. Those who Harry Potter together stay together. We'll work on the terminology for that.
They're both very happy and I'm happy for them.
Good, yeah. I mean, that's really what counts. One thing I've advocated for a lot, because some stories that I cover, sometimes like news and stuff on live streams, I've always advocated for like, we need a class in like middle school all the way through high school because we have sex ed here in Texas. It's awful. They're just like, don't fuck each other and that's it. But we need, it's literally it. We need another class that is actually well put together that talks about how relationships work, what a healthy one looks like, what unhealthy ones look like, how to like manage a relationship with a partner and what to look for and like when to get out, that sort of thing. Because it's lacking. So pretty much kids just figure it out as they go along and make a lot of mistakes along the way. Hopefully you don't end up raping somebody. That's like the hope, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
So it's like nobody teaches you. So
it's a great idea.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, because then
go to the Winco on Orangevale because I avoided going there because every time I go there, I like every other time I would see some poor woman with a bunch of little kids and a black guy walking around looking all sad.
Wow.
She needed to know when to leave.
Oof.
So, and I'm not exaggerating. That's the sad part.
Well,
I mean, here in Texas, they're pretty bad because they're like, don't fuck each other, but they know they're going to fuck each other. And then in the churches, they're like, yeah, you got to have lots of babies. So get married as fast as you can and just start shooting them out of your cooter cannon. Like freaking like a train, like a clown car, just as many as you can shoot out, you know?
But that same religious rationale makes them go, well, as long as it's not in the front place, you can stick it in the ass because I'm still a virgin then. And it's like, I'm so glad I don't have a daughter.
That's a minefield I don't want to navigate. Holy shit.
Yeah, don't have kids.
You know I got one.
I know. Yeah. Poor fucking bastard.
Yeah, but she's also not religious, right?
She's not religious, but you know, she's gonna be 16, so.
Oof. Oh, good. So now you know what the fuck she's really doing when she says she's at her friend's house. You know what's really going on.
See, now I just gotta now just depict on which side she's gonna mess with because it's kind of in that mid range where it's like
keep her away from Mike.
Boys or you like girls? I just like look at like okay, whichever one you feel for.
Yeah. That's the thing. Here in Texas, they don't even acknowledge that. They're like, yeah, you're gonna get married to your husband. They're like, wait. Hold on.
Wait a partner? Yeah.
No, you're gonna have a husband and you're gonna make so many casseroles.
Yeah, if it's anything like Kansas, Kansas isn't as religious as like Texas, but they're very much like get married right out of high school. Either join the army or get a job trucking.
Kind of
That's
thing.
all that Bible Belt stuff. Yeah, it's all the Bible Belt.
So I have a story that kind of encapsulates this real well. So I got a friend. She comes from a very conservative household. Like they just listen to Rush Limbaugh in the background when they're just like doing stuff in their everyday life. I don't know how the fuck they do it. Like, I couldn't do it, but that's how conservative they are. You know, Tucker Carlson every night and so on. Yeah, they're those people. So my friend she's actually a trans woman. So you can imagine how that went down when she came out to her parents, like really bad, like fucking explosive as shit. Her dad made it about himself and how liberal colleges are undermining his good Christian parenting. So
Jesus,
just to give you a snapshot of the household. But anyway. She has a brother, younger brother. He was probably, I don't know, a few years younger. I think when we were seniors, he was maybe like a sophomore in high school, right? So he was like 2 years behind us, give or take. So it comes time for him to graduate, and he was really good at baseball, apparently. He was on the high school baseball team. He got a scholarship, full ride, all 4 years taken care of, as long as he plays baseball at his university. So he ends up going, I don't remember where, to play baseball and go to school. And in about 6 months, he was back home. Turns out what happened was he went to school, started, taking classes and stuff. And then the baseball training, the off season kicked in. And he came home to his parents and said, I couldn't stay there because the baseball players in the locker room were using naughty words and having premarital sex. So I couldn't stay. So he gave up a full fucking ride because they did offensive things. Like, that's the thing. His parents were like, good job, son. That's what we were looking for. Good Christian. Like, now he married his high school sweetheart. Like, the year they graduated, the kid was on the way, and he works for like a bank the same way his dad did. His dad just basically turned him into a mini me, more or less.
That's awful.
Fucking ridiculous. It's tragic, man. Yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad.
Well, let's end. How about this? Let's end with saying something good about Texas. Right here is where I'm going to add the cricket sounds, pretty much.
They're not wrong.
More strip clubs per capita than anywhere else I've been.
We do.
I thought Atlanta had more strip clubs.
Well, we have more land, though. So I imagine just by sheer like size of the state, we would probably have more. But
Austin.
I was about to say, that was going to be my thing too. Yeah.
Wow.
Good point. Yeah, there's a lot there. I guess if you're in a major city, they're not bad. If you start venturing into surrounding territories, you maybe don't want to go in those. You want to have a good time.
I've always heard the top part is a little you want to stay away from.
it depends on what area of Texas you're in, really. Sometimes it's just the whole thing. You're like, I don't trust any of that. So I'm going to give you this money, but I don't want to like have to touch you. So I'm just going to put it on the stage and you come get it afterwards.
Well, the news makes it sound like you guys are wanting to secede from is that really a thing, or is it just blown up?
There is definitely that sentiment floating around of like, we'll be fine. Jesus is on our side. He'll protect the state and we can have our guns and, fuck over the poor with no welfare and rampant capitalism all around. So it exists for sure. How popular it is, that's the thing about Texas. Remember in the election how long it was blue for? Like we have a pretty solid Democratic progressive base. It's just the way that the districts are gerrymandered and shit. Yeah. Really, it's the conservatives who get their voices heard. So, I mean, the people in power definitely, I think, sympathize with that part. But in terms of like what the overall people think, I don't think it quite lines up that way because there's way too many minorities to be on board with that shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately, it does exist though.
I mean, we're like that up here in California. I mean, we have the northern part of the states are trying to be cut off from the rest of California. Calls up the state of Jefferson with Idaho. Yeah, they call it it has a big old sign, state of Jefferson. Like,
but it's also Jesus land. Like we didn't even fucking shy away from it.
That's also like a very small part of the upper California area. Right. So it's not like we would be in half. Although I remember, wasn't it on the ballot here once?
Yeah.
I don't know if it made it to the ballot, but they were talking about it.
Yeah. This whole nation is fucked. Fuck it. I said it. Fuck
it's real bad. It's real bad.
All right, guys. Do you guys have anything before we go?
So you said you basically do your stuff on Twitch. Do you also like restream it and stuff onto like the other platforms? Like, I know you say Facebook. Do you also do like on YouTube or something?
I only know what half of those words mean. So whenever I stream, I just use Streamlabs, and it allows me to stream simultaneously at different sources. So I don't have to like go back after I'm done. But I typically simultaneously do Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. So all of those places you can find them when it's live. They're all
Twitter, is it like Periscope?
Only when I'm using StreamYard because they did that thing on I think it was the 31st of March where they transitioned over to Twitter Live. So I can't use it with Streamlabs anymore, but I figured out how to do the Twitter Live thing. So it works basically the same way. But when I do like guest spots and stuff, I upgraded my setup, my computer to have a better processor to handle everything. But when I try to do through Streamlabs, I have to have so much shit open. It even overburdens this. I need like a streaming tower for all that. So I go to StreamYard Online where it's, much easier, less burden on the processor. So for that, I do use Periscope because I still have that hooked up.
So I think what Sharon is asking is like, are your streams available on YouTube after you're done streaming?
Okay. All right. That was English. I understood that. All right. So basically the way it works is most of my stuff is archived on Twitch, mostly because I find I have less issues there just overall. So when I'm done, it automatically saves the show for me. And then I just go back and I cut it up by segment in terms of like what we were talking about, the different things we were doing. And then some of that I upload to YouTube just because like, I uploaded a thing from this guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. Call for an Uprising. He's a YouTuber, a conspiracy theorist, and he's all kinds of wild. We often talk about him on the show because he's like, everything is Illuminati conspiracy. Butterflies are somehow satanic. The color orange means you like the devil. Like just the most crazy shit. So it's a good show, but he's also like a big anti-vaxxer and an election fraud guy. And I uploaded one video where he was doing anti-vax stuff and I was correcting him and saying, no, you're wrong. All this is wrong. And YouTube still flagged it and gave me a strike for it. Wow. Even though I told them, I was like, no, it was actually debunking anti-vaxxer shit. So I've had to be more selective about what I put up on YouTube after the fact. So some of the stuff is there, like stuff that's safe. I oftentimes when streaming, I'll do like looking at bad martial arts and self-defense stuff. I'll comment on like why it doesn't work and how stupid it is. I have 24, Jesus Christ, 25 years of martial arts experience.
Nice.
So I've got an intellectual base for that. We also do like Karen videos where we watch these Karens like freak the fuck out. That's usually safe material. Discussion topics where I bring on guests and we kind of tackle these like broad issues. The last one we had was with Jim, Friday Night Music Party. We're talking about U.S. prisons and the judicial system. We also touched a little bit on like propaganda and stuff. Those are usually fine. But if you want all the stuff, you definitely got to go to Twitch because I haven't had any issues on Twitch. It's been really very easy. It's all in one place. You just click the thing, you cut it apart. It takes like 5 minutes. So
nice.
That's just what I've been doing.
Yeah, but even Twitch is banning people now. So
yeah. I haven't had no strikes, no warnings, no nothing, which to be fair, my content's really pretty fucking safe. Like, I don't know what you could possibly be like ban, like what? Most of the time I talk about like Tuesdays is a variety stream. So that's just like whatever the wheel lands on, we'll kind of talk about it. Mondays I co-host on an MMA podcast and we do recaps of the fights on the weekends. Let's see, Wednesdays usually I'll do like news, current events, and then just a topic that I want to talk about, whether it's like conspiracy theories, Karens. I'll like isolate one of the things from Tuesday and just do a big thing on that. And then Sunday it's just guest spots. So what could you look at and go, oh, I don't know about that, got to get that off our platform. Can't have like acceptance and being good to people. Psh, fuck that. Somebody's going to get offended.
I'm sure you would have got kicked off a Parler.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Did you hear that? I heard, I don't know if this is true. I was looking for it. I could not find it. Apparently, Parler did a rebranding scheme and they kind of exist now under a different name. What was it called? It was Second Note. I remember Abigail told me about it and it was before we went live. And so I was like Googling it like on my phone, on the Play Store, on my computer. I was like, what is this? Every time she'd tell me what it was, I'd look it up. It's a dating app for like discrete sexual encounters. So I was like, are you sure that's it? I don't think that's it.
Oh, here we go.
I love the idea of like conservatives looking for the Parler app and then finding that app instead and then signing up for it. And then they try to like navigate through and figure out what's going on.
No, it says Parler.
Yeah, no, you can get there from the online platform. That's like the only way you can get there. They banned it from Google Play and the Apple Store, so you couldn't get it on your phone. It back. Oh boy! Oh fuck!
Apple will has approved Parler's return to the iOS App Store following improvements the social media company made to better detect and moderate hate speech.
They're not going to have anything to say,
right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Oh God! Did you see what happened with My Pillow Guy's social media attempt?
No.
Oh, he tried to do Frank speech. It was supposed to be, what was it? The ultimate free speech. If you type in Frank speech, it should pop up. The ultimate free speech platform. And then he said, "Oh, but you can't use like curse words because I think that's the same thing as pornography for some weird fucking reason." So immediately he got a ton of backlash. And if you go to the site now, all it is. It's just his website where he wants to show his personal work, like his videos, his podcast. He does like a blog there. There's no actual social media component to it. So it's like, what was the point? Like you said, it was going to be a social media outlet, but you just made like a vanity page, basically.
Yeah, the site is online. Well, where's what's the site, you think?
Frank Speech. Like Frank the name and then speech.
He looks like a young version of Undertaker's old manager. What was his name?
I was going to say.
Submit your mobile phone number to access Frank and watch Lindell TV live.
Oh, no.
That's what the other thing is. It's for his talk show. But I didn't get my phone number. That wasn't
Talk
there
show?
Before. Holy shit.
Wow.
I'm not giving that guy shit.
Oh, my God. I so want to do this to my brother. just fuck with his shit. Rob, can I do it for you?
No, fuck you. Do Danny, Sheila, or do Geron's number.
Oh, he's probably already on there.
Yeah,
He'll be like, this is a duplicate number. All right, guys. Well, I got to go. I got to wake up early, and I'm also got to take a shit. So
Woo.
No, lovely.
Yeah, sorry. Miles, thank you for coming on. Definitely check out Laughs and Wreck podcast. Check out the streams. And I think, are you going to be on this weekend for the Potter family hang?
Over the hang. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll be there.
Okay. So I'll see you then. Everybody else, stay safe, guys.
Ooh, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was a fun time. I enjoyed being on. You guys are always welcome on guest spots on Sundays as well. I'm always looking for people. So,
well, as long as it ain't that game where I got to guess what the fucking phrase is, 'cause that's I don't know shit.
Yeah.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Take care.
later.
Bye.